We got Florence in the house. Come to the stage. He is from Florence. Y'all give it up for Mr. Logan Peters.
I really like that song, by the way. Yeah, this is the first time my inexperiences made me go first since I lost my virginity. So y'all bear with me. So I do a lot of stand-up about my family, so I tried to bring it in and about myself, bring myself into my own comedy for a little bit, and so I called my buddy, and I said, hey man, I need my worst qualities, okay? What are the worst things about me? Real quick, don't ask your best friend that, because they thought about that question. They got some shit on cue. Because he rattled off like 15 topics real fucking fast, and I was like, hold it, yeah, well, my wife still sucks my dick, and I'm gonna fuck up Owens. Because you see, what's funny about that is his wife doesn't like sucking dick. She says it hurts her jaw. So I was like, bitch, it's because you don't suck enough of it, get in shape. See, now it's made this tension between us because every time that we see each other, all I can think of is the 10 Commandments on how I suck, and he just thinks there's no justice in the world because I treat my wife like an afterthought, and I got 2 blowjobs this morning. It's really nice. Yeah, it's been real hard doing comedy this past year. My grandma died. She was a cunt. No, like for real. But the last couple years of her life, you know, it actually got pretty bearable. She got dementia and forgot she hated everybody. So that made the last few years fun. But we were going through pictures for her funeral, and guys, she was hot as fuck. Like back in her 20s, she was fine. Like she was hot enough to like justify being a bitch. Okay, you know, like whenever a girl is so hot that you know she can't have a personality, right? Because hot is her personality. Yeah, well, she was so hot, she adopted cunt as a personality. And it worked, apparently. It just pisses me off because, you know, I had a loving grandfather, but I could have had more white privilege. So, I'm just saying, I feel like she missed the ball there. No, she loved me, though. I was her favorite. I know that because I got money for Christmas and everyone else just got cards. It's either that or she didn't think that my mom could take care of me. But that's the only time that she ever pissed me off. She talked bad about my mom. She said, yeah, well, your mom's a stripper whore. And I said, don't say that about my mama. That's mean. But it came out. It was, fuck you. I got taken home that night. And I get home, and I was like, Mom, I never want to go back there ever again. Okay? Ever again. She said, son, what happened? I said, she called you a stripper whore. She said, son, do you even know what a whore is? Now, mind you, I was probably about 8 years old, right? I had no idea. And I said, no, Mom, what's a whore? She said, well, a whore is a woman that sleeps with a lot of men. Do I sleep with a lot of men? I said, not at the same time that I've seen. She said, okay, well, does that make me a whore? I was like, no, Mama, she lied. You ain't a whore. She said, so she lied whenever she called you a stripper whore? I said, no, I definitely was a stripper. Guys, my mom was a stripper, and if she would have stuck with it, I could have been rich too. I feel like my family's lost out on a whole lot of things, you know? A whole lot of money makers. No, my mom, single mom, she loved all of her kids. She loved us all enough to give us our own dads. It's also how I figured out how that, you know, I'm her least favorite. My sister's got loving fathers, and I got an alcoholic. He went for the milk and whenever I was 8 years old and never came back. See, it happens to white people too. No, she did. She did the best that she could though, raising 3 kids. My little sister's getting her master's in nursing this year. I'm trying to be a comedian. Y'all can look at how it's going afterwards. And my older sister, she knows how to cook math. So we're all, I didn't say she was batting 1,000 guys. I just said that she did good that. Right? But, you know, she's doing the best that she can. She had to be me, obviously, growing up, or, you know, raising 3 kids. You kind of got to have that strict spell. Worst ass whooping that I ever received in my life was from her, and I was in the military when they were allowed to hit. Okay? My chore was to crush cans. I didn't know it at the time, but that is how we paid the water bill. If she would have told me that, I would have kept doing it. But You know, we were money. So I got tired of fucking doing this. I started throwing them bitches in the woods. I'm tired of this, okay? And when we couldn't pay the water bill that month, my mom starts looking for the cans, right? When she finds them, guys, the ass whooping that I received can only be described by CNN as fiery, but mostly peaceful. Yeah, she lost her shit on us over a mustard jar once. It was ridiculous, guys. Mustard went missing out of the refrigerator apparently, and my house immediately turned into Guantanamo Bay, right? Well, to make a long story short, she finally finds this mustard jar, and she catches me whenever I come inside. She said, "Logan, sit down. I found the mustard jar." "Oh, okay, where'd you find it?" "You know where I found it." "Okay, just tell me. Why, son? Why would you do that?" I was like, "What do you mean?" She says, "Well, why wouldn't you just use lotion?" And I said, "Well, Mama, it wouldn't fit in the lid. It wouldn't fit through the opening." She goes, "Were you fucking the mustard jar?" I said, "Well, yeah, isn't that how you're supposed to do it?" No, I was just going through puberty, so I was really inexperienced there. And guys, if you ever seen someone whenever the light clicks on, that's what just happened, right? Like, "Oh my God, you fucked the mustard jar. Son, why? Why would you fuck the mustard jar?" I said, "Well, ketchup bottle was too small too." "What'd you do with ketchup bottle?" "Mom, don't worry, I put it back in the refrigerator." All right, thanks everybody.